Hello there, my friend, and welcome. In this video, we are going to discuss this. We are going to go through the specs and a little bit of the history of the Martin D-1E Acoustic Electric Guitar. Okay, so first, in regards to the D-1E Acoustic Electric Guitar, this guitar is a discontinued model. So Martin no longer produces the guitar at this point in time. So in order to obtain one, you would obviously have to go through the secondary market, places like Reverb, eBay.com, etc. Okay, so this guitar, first thing I want to mention is this guitar is part of what Martin called the 1 series. And essentially the significance of the 1 series was it was basically between what would be considered the economical guitars that were made of laminated tops and sides, and then the higher end models from Martin, which were made with all solid woods. Now this guitar is primarily made of solid woods. I'll begin with the back and sides. Okay, the side and the back. They are sapele wood, which is similar to mahogany. It's kind of considered a lower grade of mahogany. And then the top is a solid Sitka spruce top. Okay, so that's one factor. Now the next factor is basically the neck. It might be kind of hard to see this right there, but basically these are all strips that the neck is constructed. It's basically called a Strata-Bond neck, and it consists of strips of birch wood. It's hard to tell how many are in here, but from my experience playing this guitar, and this guitar, by the way, according to the serial number, is a 2010 model. So it's 2025. I've had this for 15 years. And when I look at this neck, I pretty much don't see any warping whatsoever, which was the whole point behind the Strata-Bond neck. Now, I think the Strata-Bond necks might still be used in the X series models. The X series, as a matter of fact, is pretty much what not necessarily took the place of the 1 series, but where Martin directed its focus more towards. We'll talk about that a little more soon. Okay, so I believe this is, a rich light fingerboard, okay? It's kind of similar in color tone to rosewood, but I think obviously rich light is a lesser grade. And the tremolo up here, I believe, is actual rosewood itself. Okay. Other than that, there is a slight black trim that goes around, which is kind of nice. If you're like me and you kind of prefer the more straight-on guitar and you don't like a ton of aesthetics, then this guitar would be perfect for you. Okay, now we pretty much have standard Martin tuners at the top. We have the Martin logo up at the top right there. And you know, the headstock is the continuation of the Strata-Bond neck. It's pretty much one piece right there. I apologize that I don't know exactly what the nut is constructed of, but I don't think it is a pure bone nut. Regardless of that, though, I've had this guitar for 15 years, as I mentioned, and it hasn't failed me. There's been no, interference with the tone of the guitar due to the nut and what it's constructed of. Okay, now, since I mentioned this is an electric guitar, let's see if I can show you this. Right there, you can see there is it's a Fishman preamp that is built into this guitar. And this thing is very awesome. Let me see if I can show you this real quick. So when I click on the button in the upper right-hand corner right there, okay, and you might be able to see this, see it blinking. See when I click on, not click, but when I pick one of the strings, what that is the tuner that is built into the preamp. And basically, whenever you select the note, like right now it's saying it's E, but it's a little bit flat. And then if you do the same to the other strings, it does the same thing as well. Okay, that's the A string, and it was actually in tune. So that's one of the nice things about this preamp. After that, there's a large knob in the middle right there. That's to turn the volume up of the guitar. So if you're plugged into an amp and you want a higher signal to come from the guitar to the amp, you can do that with that volume. After that, you have a lot of other controls dealing with the bass, the middle, the treble level, and I've got to put my glasses on to see this. Then you have a phase button. You can change the brilliance, which would be like the presence. And there's another one that is notch. And forgive me, I've never used that one, but that is another feature that is in here. So that is a Fishman preamp that is built in. Very, very useful for basically determining how you want your guitar to sound and how much volume from the guitar you want to send into an amp itself. So there you have it. Those are the specs of the Martin D-1E, the 2010 model specifically. And now I'm going to perform 3 musical examples on the Martin D-1E Electric Acoustic guitar. One more thing I want to point out about the Martin D-1E Acoustic. This guitar came with, as you can see before your eyes, a soft shell case provided from Martin themselves. And this case, not quite as durable as a more direct hard shell case, but still pretty solid. I'm going to open this up and show you more. It's got a nice, fairly thick felt cushion on the inside and on the top over here. Okay. On the side, you have a Martin Guitars emblem. And right here, you have a pocket that you can lift up. And inside, you can see I have a few picks in there, and I have a Fishman preamp, instruction guide. So it's a pretty nice soft shell case that came with this guitar. So I wanted to point that out. If you do find one of these online, if you look in the secondary market, just keep it in mind that it did come with a soft shell case. Some examples that I just performed on the Martin D-1E Electric Acoustic Guitar. Fade to Black from Metallica, 10 Years Gone from Led Zeppelin, and I'm on Fire from Bruce Springsteen. I'm sure these guitars are available throughout the secondary market, so take a look and good luck finding one. And I will see you on the next video.